I get it more than you know. Life gets hard, setbacks happen, heartache comes, people disappoint. But I've caught myself saying it time and time and time again, especially over the last several months. Two of the greatest obstacles to our spiritual growth are disappointments and distractions. And yet disappointments really are distractions in and of themselves. And I see it all of the time. We're advancing in our spiritual lives, working hard to make better choices, progressing in our efforts to serve better, to love better, chasing hard after Jesus, and then something happens ultimately to set us off course. And it doesn't have to be a big thing, really. It can be a little thing. It can be a mound of minuscule misfortunes that's set to cripple our pursuit. I hear it all the time, and I too have experienced them. Sleeping way past your alarm, causing a late start to your day. A malfunctioning appliance. Harsh words spoken by a coworker, or car trouble. And I've often found myself whispering to myself, when did this thing start dictating my life? Because I have the power and the authority to think differently, and I must. I say it to my family all of the time, we must get better. Didn't Jesus say it? You shall be holy because I am holy. Leviticus 11:45. Holiness really is separation. It means to be separated from and elevated above the world around us. It's being separated from the world and dedicated to God. It's thinking better. It's behaving better. It's living with this renewed perspective. It's instead letting the Spirit renew your thoughts and your attitudes, Ephesians 4:23. While I have certainly not perfected it, I'm learning how to navigate disappointment. I'm learning how to recognize the presence of the evil one. And in it, I have developed, and it continue to develop, these methods of combat that protect me from the stumbling block that has been aimed at me for decades. We've got to learn how to safeguard against disappointments and determine in our minds, we will not let this be the setback in our spiritual journey. It's the one area that I prayed for my daughter for years about. She's 20 years old, and for the first 2 years out of our home, she was living 2,000 miles away, attending full-time ministry school. And she found herself adulting in a world that it had this ability to show little mercy, and it contributes to the feelings of frustration. I have seen even missiles that have been targeted to demolish her, arrows aimed at distracting her, because the enemy knows just where to direct the blows that are certain to destroy us if we are not vigilant in our defense against his schemes. So I'm constantly finding myself praying for God to protect her heart against frustration, because frustration will ultimately and eventually lead to fatality. Fatality of dreams, desires, and devotedness. So I encourage you, don't let disappointment derail you. You have worked far too hard to allow this to grossly affect your walk with Jesus. I heard it recently, and I simply cannot get it out of my mind. We are in a shifting of seasons. The rewards are greater, but the cost of ignoring is even greater. Serving Jesus with intensity has never before been more important than it is right now. And you and I cannot afford the distraction that disappointment brings. Let's guard ourselves against disappointment. And let's pray away all of the distractions that serve to set us off course.